I found out the homeless man I've been helping was actually a billionaire. His will changed my life forever. Every morning for 3 years I bought coffee for James, the quiet homeless man who sat outside my office building. He never asked for anything ported. I just noticed him one rainy day and offered him a hot drink. It became our routine. James was different from other homeless people I'd met. He was always clean, well-spoken, and reading something, usually finance books or newspapers. When I asked about his story, he'd just smile and say, "Life takes unexpected turns." We developed a strange friendship. I'd tell him about my struggles, working 2 jobs to support my younger sister through college, our parents having died in a car accident 5 years ago. He'd listen and offer surprisingly insightful advice. Last winter, James wasn't at his usual spot for a week. I grew worried. Then I saw his photo in the business section of the newspaper Punch, except he wasn't James the homeless man. He was James Harrington, billionaire founder of Harrington Investments, who had just passed away at 67. I was shocked. The article mentioned he'd been diagnosed with terminal cancer 3 years ago and had chosen to spend his final years living simply after stepping down from his company. 3 years aren't exactly when I'd first met him. 2 days later, I received a call from a law firm. I assumed it was a small token of appreciation, maybe a few $100s or a book. When I arrived at the lawyer's office, they played a video James had recorded before his death. "Maya," he said, looking healthier than I'd ever seen him. "For 3 years, you showed kindness to a stranger who offered nothing in return. You shared your coffee, your struggles, and your heart with me when everyone else looked away." He explained that after his diagnosis, he'd wanted to experience life without the power and privilege his wealth had always provided. "I wanted to see humanity's true face," he said. "Most people couldn't see past the dirty coat and shopping cart, but you did." James had left me $18 million, paired enough to pay off my sister's education, buy us a home, and establish a foundation in our parents' names to help families affected by sudden loss. But the most valuable thing in the inheritance was a letter with financial advice he'd been writing for me over our 3 years of coffee conversations. It contained insights that had built his fortune: investments to make, trends to watch, principles to follow. The lawyer explained that James had left similar gifts to 7 other people who had shown him kindness without knowing his identity. That was 6 months ago. Phil and James's advice, I've already grown the inheritance and established the foundation. But I still miss our morning conversations. Sometimes I buy 2 coffees out of habit and sit at our old spot, remembering the man who taught me that kindness isn't about who deserves it. It's about who you are when no one is watching, or so you think. Has a stranger ever changed your life? Would you have stopped for James?